In this video, we do a review of Zapata Falls Campground in Mosca, Colorado. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We are at Zapata Falls Campground in Mosca, Colorado, just outside Great Sand Dunes National Park. Guys, if you are looking for a place to camp near Great Sand Dunes National Park and can't get into the national park itself because, like us, when we tried to book, it was full, you really need to check out Zapata Falls Campground. What an awesome place. We're at 9,000 feet of elevation. My view right now from my campsite is amazing. In fact, let me turn around the camera and I'm going to show you my view right now. Guys, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm sitting in campsite 14, sitting under the awning of my Kodiak Canvas 10x14 Flexbow VX tent, and that's my view. So guys, if you like the idea of camping up on a mountain and having amazing views and just having an awesome time in a quiet, small campground, you're definitely going to want to check out Zapata Falls. Let's get right into the review. Zapata Falls Campground is located in Mosca, Colorado, and it's easily accessible by Colorado Springs, Aspen, or Denver. Here's a look at the campground map, and as you can see, there are 25 sites in this campground, and it is a really cool campground situated at 9,000 feet of elevation, really close to Great Sand Dunes National Park. Let's take a look at some example sites. The first campsite we're going to take a look at is campsite number 5, indicated by the red arrow. Campsite 5 is a tent camping campsite. Let's take a look at it here. First from the road, as you can see, the campground is a gravel road. And here at campsite 5, you basically pull off and park, and then you walk down into the site. So the parking is right off the main road. And as we walk into the site, you can see the amenities. So as you can see, there's a bear box there. All the sites have bear boxes. And then this site is also equipped with a picnic table. And then down the hill a little bit farther, there's the bear box. Down the hill a little bit farther is an area to pitch a small tent. And then there is the fire pit with grill grate. And then down a little bit farther is another area where you could pitch a tent or a screen house. So not a very big site, lots of rocks. And that's site 5. The next site we're going to take a look at is site 16, which is an RV camping spot. It's indicated by the red arrow. So here's a look at site 16 from the road. So again, this is a spot where you just pull off the road for a parking area. So you kind of parallel park to the road there. And then you take a little walk up the hill to a picnic table, a bear box, and a fire pit with grill grate. As you can see, there's not a lot of space to pitch a tent here, especially not a big one. So this is really definitely more suited to RVs or travel trailers. And that's site 16. Let's take a look at the restroom facilities. There are 2 restroom facilities in the campground, and these restrooms are vault toilets. So no running water, no showers, no flush toilets, just vault toilets. And then this is what they look like. So you can see there's 2 of them per building. They're single use, either sex, and they're handicapped. So here is a look inside. And as you can see, it's just a basic vault toilet. Some handicap bars, and then hand sanitizer. Let's take a driving tour. For our driving tour, we're going to follow the path with the red arrows, basically going through the entire tent camping area and then the back side of the RV camping area. So as we make our way into the campground, the first thing you'll see is an area of extra parking and then some dumpsters to get rid of trash. All the dumpsters are bear-proof, guys, so you want to make sure that you're tending to your trash. And then here is the check-in / reservation area. And then we've entered the campground, and so that first campsite there is campsite 1, and that is the campground host. This campsite here is campsite 2, and it is a group camping area, so there's room for multiple cars and places to pitch multiple tents. It is also a handicapped accessible site. We are passing the first of the 2 restrooms, and then on the right there is site 3, which is also a handicapped restroom, or campsite, not restroom. That's campsite 4 to the right. We're going to hang a right here to stick with the tent camping. And that is campsite 5. And to the left there was campsite 6. And then off to the right there is campsite 7. And then campsite 8 is that pull-off. This campground offers amazing views since it's up on a mountain. That is campsite 9. As we make our way up the hill here, to our left will be campsite 10. Right there, campsite 10. As you can see, this is quite the uphill. There's a couple of switchbacks in the campground itself. A lot of these campsites are separated by quite a bit of distance between them, which gives you a little bit of a sense of privacy, which is nice. And as you can see, the road is not super smooth in some places. Alright, so we got campsite 12. I think that's campsite 11. Or no, it was the other way around. 12 and then, or 11 and that was 12. And then this one up here is 13. And then we're going to hang a right here as this is a one-way road, so we're going to pass the other restroom facility, and that is site 17 on the right. Make our way up the hill some more. And that is Site 18. Passing Site 19. And as we make our way, still working our way up the hill, that's Site 20. '21 is off to our left right there. Then passing Site 22. That's Site 23. And then Site 24. And Site 25 to the right. So we're going to turn back into the campground here, and we're going to pick up the sites that we missed. I'm going to follow the path with the red arrows. I'm going to pick up sites 14, 15, and 16. So turning back into the campground. Again, that's the camp host, site number 1. And the group camp site number 2. Then we're going to pass the restroom and site number 3. Passing site number 4 on the right, and instead of hanging a right, we're going to go up the hill to the left. And the first campsite we're going to come across is our campsite. That was site 14, so you can see our Kodiak canvas tent and the cargo camper. And my son's Eureka Tetragon 3, that was site 14. Here's site 15. And site 16. I really liked site 14, guys. It was one of my favorites. We're going to go straight here because it is a one-way. We're going to pass that restroom again on the left and then pass site 17 on the right. Then we're going to finish out the loop again, which we've already done. So I know I've mentioned it elsewhere in this video, but I know people like to hop around. So as we're finishing out the drive, just a reminder, there is no water in this campground anywhere. No water spigots to fill jugs or fill trailers or anything like that. You have to bring all your water in with you. So your water for drinking, your water for cooking, your water for cleaning. You need all of your water. So just keep that in mind. We carry 13 gallons of water in the cargo camper, plus we have a couple of gallon jugs that we have as well. And that worked really well for us for a couple of days. Keep in mind you can fill water jugs at Great Sand Dunes National Park, and if you're staying here, you're probably going to Great Sand Dunes National Park at some point in time, so that's a great place to fill water jugs and things, but don't come up here thinking that you're going to have a water supply, because you will not. So as we finish out the drive here, You can see this is just a beautiful campground, and I love the spacing between sites. I mean, yes, there's not a lot of vegetation to block sight lines, so you're going to see your neighbors and they're going to see you, but it is still a pretty nice campground with some feeling of seclusion because of just the space between sites. So that is a driving tour of Zapata Falls Campground in Mosca, Colorado, just outside Great Sand Dunes National Park. You guys got to come stay here. Okay, guys, I hope you found that review useful. We do campground reviews everywhere we camp to make it easier for you to know whether a campground is going to meet your needs. So here are a couple thoughts about Zapata Falls Campground. Number one, it is a BLM campground. So it's run by the federal government, Bureau of Land Management. So it is reservable on recreation.gov, just as you would reserve your national forest and your national park campsites. Guys, the big thing is that there's no water up here at all. There's no water spigots, there's no potable water, there's no water in the restrooms, there are vault toilets, no showers. So you've got to bring your water in. Now, depending on how long you're staying, that's not a huge deal. And if you need to, if you're going to Great Sand Dunes during the day, you can always fill up, like 1 gallon jugs or stuff, down there. But you really want to make sure that you bring enough water. Keep in mind that it can be warm here in the summer and you're at elevation, which means, when you're hiking around and stuff, you're going to exert yourself. So you need to have enough water for you, your kids, your pets, cooking, dishwashing, just enough water. So keep that in mind. We had, I think, 20 some gallons for just 2 days and 3 nights. So that's enough water for us. It's just 3 people, but you're going to want to keep in mind, you're going to need a decent amount of water depending on how many people you have. The other thing is that I will say, guys, is the tent sites are nice, but some of the sites don't accommodate big tents. So if you've got a big tent like us, ours is a 10 by 14, and that's not even a big tent compared to some of the tents I've seen, you might have a hard time pitching your tent because some of the tent pads aren't very big. You could probably pitch it where you can park your car in a lot of places, but the sites are very different. So be mindful of that. If you're trying to put 2 or 3 big tents on a single site, you might be better off booking 2 sites. That way you are assured of having enough room. The other thought is on the RV side of things. The RV sites are nice for parking your RV, but for us, we wanted to pitch 2 tents in addition to parking the cargo camper because we don't stay in our camper. We use it mostly to haul gear, and as a foul weather shelter, we stay in our tents. So we had to get a little creative in terms of pitching the second tent for our son because we only had enough room to pitch our 10 by 14. So we pitched his little Eureka Tetragon 3 down on the driveway next to the camper. So we were able to get it to fit, but again, just be mindful of that. If you're not sure you're going to fit in a campsite because you've got either a big rig or a lot of tents or whatever, you may want to consider getting 2 sites if you have enough people. That might be a better option for you. Camping on BLM land is really inexpensive, guys, so you could probably easily afford 2 sites if you need it. And there's some additional parking down by the dumpsters, so if you needed to stash a second vehicle or something down there, that isn't a big deal. The other thing that I will say about this site, guys, is that it does have bear boxes. So if you're not familiar with camping in bear country, you're going to want to make sure that you keep all of your food, all of your cooking supplies, utensils, cookware, stoves, all of that stuff, as well as coolers, and anything that has a scent. So toothpaste, deodorant, any of that stuff. All that stuff needs to be either locked in your vehicle, locked in your camper, or locked in a bear box. So you want to make sure that the bears can't get anything. Now, I haven't seen any bears here, but that doesn't mean that bears don't occasionally wander through the campground. I'm pretty sure it's only black bears here. I doubt very highly that there are any grizzlies anywhere near this area. In fact, I'm like 99% sure. So, you don't want to have any negative bear encounter, but if you're going to have a negative bear encounter, a black bear is the one to have it with. Definitely not a grizzly or a polar bear. But the best thing to do, guys, is to make sure that anything that would attract bears is taken care of, whether that's in your vehicle, in your camper, or locked in a bear box. Definitely make sure you don't have any thing that has a scent in your tent, because the last thing you want to wake up to at night is a bear deciding to enter your tent because he wants your power bar or your Snickers or whatever late night snack you like to keep by your bedside, or your favorite flavored beverage that gives off a scent. Bears have an amazing sense of smell. They can smell stuff from really, really far away, and they can hone in on that. And so, the old adage also is, guys, a fed bear is a dead bear. So, natural resource, officials are going to have to deal with a bear once it's gotten a taste for human food. And so you really don't want to have any problems there. But guys, really, don't worry about camping with bears. If you're new to my channel, you're new to camping, or you're new to camping out west, or whatever, and most of the places you camp don't have bears, guys, don't let bears stop you from camping in these amazing places. It's really not a big deal. You just do a little, a few minor bear smart things, and you are good to go. Lastly, guys, just a thing about generators. So there's no power up here. Obviously, there's no water. There's no dump station. There is a dump station down in the national park, though. You probably shouldn't use it if you're not camping there, but hey, I'm not your mom. I'm just telling you there's one there. And without electrical hookup, you can run generators here. So quiet hours are from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so they ask you not to run your generators during that time. Right now I'm running my generator because we're powering a few things, as well as recharging the batteries in the cargo camper. So if you can hear the whir of the generator in the background, sorry about that, guys. It is a pretty quiet generator, but all generators do make noise. So we're really conscious about trying to run it during the day when very few people are here and everybody is up. So that's my thoughts on Zapata Falls, guys. There is an amazing waterfall here as well. It's one of the reasons to camp here is there's a trailhead right down from the campground where you can do a little half-mile trail. It is up the side of a mountain, so it's a half-mile up. So it is a moderately strenuous hike. We're going to do it tomorrow, so I haven't done it yet, but I've heard it's amazing. If you want to see my video on Great Sand Dunes and Zapata Falls, click right up here, and I'll put a link up there where you can see the video of us camping here and checking that out. But all in all, guys, if you're looking for a great place to camp near Great Sand Dunes, it's only a couple miles away, really easy to get there. Zapata Falls Campground on BLM land in Moscow, Colorado is the place to camp if you can't camp in the national park. So guys, I'm Kevin with Camp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. So if you have any questions about Zapata Falls Campground, drop some in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you've stayed here, guys, tell us how you like it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you like about staying at Zapata Falls? And also, guys, you can connect with us on other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or you can connect with us at our website at campoutside.com. This has been part of our 2024 summer trip, where we went from our house in Tampa, Florida, all the way out to the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State and back. And so we're on a return trip. As a matter of fact, this is our last camping stop on that trip. So if you want to see campground reviews and camping and all kinds of other content from that trip, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and give me a thumbs up on this one, and go check out the channel because we've got a whole lot of content from our travels from Florida to Washington and back. And guys, we are already planning our 2025 summer trip. Not exactly sure where that's going to go yet. Got a couple of different ideas floating around, thinking about Maine, so total opposite end of the country, all the way up the the Atlantic coast there, So, who knows, but we try to get out as many places as we can and bringing you cool content along the way. So really, really appreciate all of you viewers and supporters. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.